Happy New Year! It's January 2015, and I hope you guys are doing well. New Year's resolutions and goals and aspirations and those, goal lists and stuff like that, I really try to keep those to myself. But this time, I kind of want to. I don't like the word resolution, but my shift that I am working on for myself, going vegan. 20 years this year, I've been a vegetarian. I've eaten fish along the way, sushi primarily. So technically that makes me a pescatarian, but fish is not like a constant in my diet. It's like an every once in a while thing. So primarily I've been vegetarian. It's time. My body is rejecting dairy now. It's done. Animal products are not sitting well with me, and I'll go into my symptoms here in a little bit to describe why this choice is being made for me by my body more so than my mind or my desire anyway, because I love dairy. I have an addiction to dairy, eggs, all the animal byproducts, really, everything that is made from dairy, chocolate, salad dressings. I have heavily relied on these foods. And for 20 years since I've been vegetarian, I've been studying about nutrition because it comes with the territory. When you change your diet and you go vegetarian, not only do you have to look up ways to get your calcium, your protein, blah, 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 you have to defend your position quite a lot. And it just happens that information starts coming to you when you venture into the world of vegetarianism. More information on nutrition and how you can be better at being a vegetarian come into play. And just nutrition in general and health and holistic health and all that has been an interest of me, a topic of interest and study for me independently for a long time. But I haven't implemented consistently any of the knowledge that I've been collecting. It's been snowballing for me more rapidly in the past few years, and then in the past few months, definitely in the past 3 years, 2 to 3 years, I'd say I've been getting very, I'm talking constant, every day reading about nutrition. About 10 years ago or more, I often went vegan for short little spurts, not on purpose. I've always been experimenting with my diet. I fasted a lot, sometimes due to poverty, but sometimes due to because I was very much into cleaning, cleansing, learning about fasting, ways to do it. I've been learning, and I've been reading constantly weighing the pros and cons between a fruitarian diet, a raw diet, a vegan diet, a partially raw, partially cooked diet, a paleo diet, all the diets, endless. Anybody who's on this journey of food, nutrition, health, blah, that there are a million avenues you can take and everybody thinks that it's the right one for your health, but you got to find the combination. Just like spirituality to me, you got to find the perfect little combination that fits for you, your lifestyle, your body, your health, your situation in life, where you're at, everything. You have to, your finances, your beliefs, you have your culture, you have to find your perfect little niche, your ethics. So that's where I'm getting. And the one time that I went vegan for a month, I was vegan for a month. It was intense. And I always remembered it. So I always kind of looked at veganism as like this golden chalice of a destination for my nutrition, you know what I mean? But then you look at a lot of vegans and they're unhealthy. You look at junk food vegans, you're like, I don't want to do that. What's the point of doing that? Going vegan is about your health, hopefully, but a lot of people know not so much. They just don't want to eat and contribute to the animal industry of suffering and everything, brutality and all that stuff. There's moral reasons, there's spiritual reasons, there's nutritional reasons. Excuse me, I have to cough up a massive phlegm. And as disgusting as that was to say, I could have just edited it out. The reason I'm sharing it will bring me to my next point as to my health and why I am being kind of forced by my body to take this step and this transition seriously, more so than just experimental touch and go. Okay, so phlegm, mucus, is a huge factor right now in my life and has been a constant for the past 5 years, maybe, just in growing increasingly. So going back to my reliance on cheese. Okay, the reason I went vegetarian 20 years ago was a moral position. I watched a video, saw the slaughterhouse situation. Like most vegans, most people who have a heart for animals, was completely devastated, completely traumatized. It haunts my mind forever. I was never able to erase it out of my mind, so I said, I'm not going to eat meat. There's no way I could possibly ingest meat that has been tortured and tormented like that. I can't participate. So I took that as a moral stance. But somehow, in my mind, I knew that dairy also was a part of that industry, but somehow back years and years and years ago, I thought that it wasn't as bad. But so, I thought, well, okay, the lesser of two evils, I'll take dairy. But as I learned throughout the years, dairy is just as bad. The animals suffer just as worse, if not more. No, definitely more prolonged suffering. I don't even want to talk about it because I'm going to get emotional. But it's prolonged. The dairy industry is actually worse than the meat that they get. The animals that provide the dairy aren't allowed to just be slaughtered. They're tortured for years. It's ongoing until they can't produce anymore. So it's a sustained level of torture. It's not just a quick, abuse and torture. It's just, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming, and billions of animals die every day. So, in this way, in torturous, inhumane, horrible ways, right? I still maintained my disconnect in my head and justified the dairy because I still wasn't confident in my decisions, nor did I have the resources. So I didn't take that next step, you know what I mean? And every time I would cut out dairy and kind of step away from it, I was always very limited to what I was consuming. I had to go back because I didn't want to be depriving my body of nutrients because I wasn't educated enough to know how to supplement and all of that. How do you live and bake and cook without butter, eggs, milk, dairy, cheese? Bleh. Now you just click on like Pinterest or Tumblr or any website you look for on Google or any other search engine, and you have the most abundant resource of substitutes, alternatives, massively delicious concoctions of things that require absolutely no animal byproduct or product whatsoever, all from plant resources. And then my diet and my lifestyle took a complete turn, a very strong turn downward to the negative, to the unhealthy, when I moved out to Missouri and no longer was surrounded by a community of people who fostered and encouraged health, diet, vegetarianism or what have you. The resources out here are super limited, and just my lifestyle took a complete turn for the worst as far as nutritionally, and I gained a ton of weight, and then I had babies, and I continued to eat like shit and gained a ton of weight, and I just piled on the dairy and the sugar and the bread and blah, 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 blah. It's culminating in this. I've had a mucus problem for a while. Like, I've always had a mucus, always coughing up something. And then, I usually get sick once or twice a year. Very mucously, chesty, head, sinus, nasal, bleh, But lately, in the past 2 years, 1.5 years, it is constant. I think I've been sick with like a chesty, coldy thing probably 3 times just this season and a half, from like fall to now, or even possibly summer, spring. I think I've had a couple colds every spring, summer, fall, and now. And I just feel like I've been perpetually sick, just colds, and my health, I'm just getting headaches, constantly coughing up something every morning. It's like I'm a smoker or something, but I'm not. I felt like I was eating good. I always have had this image in my mind that I was healthy and that I was eating good, because I do eat vegetables and fruit and drink water and all of that, but I also consume a shit ton of dairy. I'd be looking at my recycle bin, and every week I've got massive amounts of plastic that is just driving me crazy, because I hate being a consumer of plastic in that way. And I'm always like, well, I'm going to go recycle. I'm like, if my recycling will go away immensely if I cut out dairy, period, animal products, because fuck, man, everything. Like, I'm looking at my kitchen now because I've got them stacked up, just waiting to be taken out to the freaking recycling place, like to the garage, then the recycling place. But it's like cottage cheese containers, yogurt containers, protein drink containers, salad dressings, pasta sauces, Alfredo sauces, butter, eggs, cheese. Those don't come with containers, but that's just the dairy that's in my fridge. Milks, kefir, everything. Cream cheeses, sour cream, dips, bean dips, whatever. Everything has cheese and dairy and milk and some kind of substance. Butter, God, what else is in there? Like sweetened condensed milks, heavy creams. What takes up everything? And then I'm constantly doing this filtering of garbage, of in refrigerator full of nothing but plastic containers, and then out and stacked up. And I'm just like, dude, and I'm constantly on Pinterest trying to look for things to do with recycled containers, and it's just ridiculous. It's insanity. And so my health is taking a down, and I need to get that in check, right? And I'm lethargic, and I'm tired, I don't have energy. And then my children, of course, are eating the same kind of diet I am, and they are, in their short little lives, have colds, mucus, digestive tract is not as smooth as it should be. So all these things are coming into play for me in my life. Okay, but the point is, vegan. That is my change. I'm ready. I'm ready to get healthy this year. And it's not me just saying that. It's me actually being like, this isn't happening anymore. And I'm going to take accountability and see the progress, see what progress happens from me making this change. These are the reasons why I'm making my decision. And if you are in a similar position making these decisions, don't let other people peer pressure you into your diet or make you feel like you can't get nutrition from vegan lifestyle. I've learned now that you can, absolutely. And there's plenty of information out there for anybody who does want to look into it. There's so much. So Happy New Year to everybody, and I hope that you manifest and reach the goals that you're really reaching for this year. Love you guys. Bye.